Okay, we're good.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Somers Town Board work session and our regular meeting here for today, Thursday, August 14th, 2025, starting at 7:06. Before we start tonight's meeting, can everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Patty, can we get roll call, please?
Councilman William G. Faulkner.
Here.
Councilman Richard G. Clinchie.
Here.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirico.
Here.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Here.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Here. All right, let's go right into our public hearings. This is a continuation of North Edge Realty Resident Development. This is the proposed zoning map amendment to allow for the construction of 73 multifamily housing units, inclusive of 10% affordable units, along with recreation amenities located at 29, 43, and 45 New York State Route 6 and 5 County Line Road to rezone an existing R40 to R80 resident districts to multifamily residence Baldwin Place, MFR BP district. All right. Anybody here want to come up? Gus?
Good evening. Again, this is a continuation of the public hearing. Nothing has changed since last meeting. Just on a quick over 73 units, and I'm basically repeat what you just said, but 73 units, 10% affordable component to it. There is a community benefits package that goes with this project. Has dual access both to Mailpack Avenue and Route 6. That was worked out a while ago. And that's where we're at. And if there's any other comments, we'll respond to it if you so desire.
Thank you.
I know you heard from the WIG.
Yep.
We'll expect you to get back in touch with them,
We will
answer any of the concerns that they have. And again, I know the WIG will be involved in the process, even after it gets past us. When you're with the planning board, they'll still be, still be around. So I just want to make sure that that's in the forefront.
absolutely.
Gus, also, I think there's some follow-up with Steve Robbins that we need to just get that closed also.
Yep. Tim Allen wasn't able to make it tonight, but yes, he's in the process of, he's been working with, Steve. We've been working with the WIG, et cetera. We respond. They have comments, we respond again. So we're getting down to details, to be quite honest, but the details obviously do have to be worked.
So I'm of the opinion, having been on it, I'm of the opinion that a lot of the comments I saw are things that are going to be worked out with the planning board.
Absolutely.
They're more sort of final plan type things. And Steve, who's here in the audience, is going to be the one who more or less gets handed off to, correct, Steve? So as long as Steve is comfortable, we just want to make sure that you guys stay in lockstep with him.
Absolutely.
And answer his questions in a timely manner and get back to him. Steve's incredibly good to work with, and he's done quite a bit for the town in other areas. So we just want to make sure, Steve is our boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt, Tim Allen will be working hand in glove with him on this.
Anybody else here from the, do you guys have anything else you want to add?
No.
Anybody else from the public would like to come up? Come on up, just state your name.
Roland Ciafrone, 9 Lounsbury Drive, Baldwin Place. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for giving me the time to come up here. The biggest issue we have is on the corner of Route 6, Mailpack Avenue, is the traffic. It's a nightmare traffic light that's up there. 77 condos is going to mean we're going to put in 140, 160 cars on the road. An already congested Route 6, and it's 15 acres and it's single family zoned. Why change it? It does not make sense to congest the area even more. None of us who live in Baldwin Place will benefit anything from the congestion up there. And when I say traffic is gridlocked, that's on a nice day. That's before we get snow, ice, or anything else. Route 6 cannot be widened. We already found that out from the state DOT. So it's always going to stay a two-lane road. Not too far away, in the other part of Baldwin Place, Mr. Carney's putting up another project over there where he's going to add another 150, 200 cars to the traffic. Route 6 just cannot handle that. You got to consider the residents of Baldwin Place. I've been up there since 1983. And I've seen that go from when you can get from here to there to now you go out there and you just sit in traffic. For me to get from Baldwin Place traffic light, let's say to Yorktown, on any given day, that could be a 10 to 15 minute wait to go a mile and a half. 25 years ago, I got to take a trip down memory lane to explain traffic. 25 years ago, when Mr. Cagle wanted to reopen the Granite Springs Water Company, which is a quarter of a mile from where this proposal is down Mahopac Avenue. The Granite Springs Water Company was denied a permit to reopen because 25 years ago, there's too much traffic. Well, too much traffic then, and we got a 50% increase in its 25 years. Why would we want to bring more traffic in? We've got enough condos along the Route 6 corridor. It's out of control. Beyond that, well, enough said. There's too much traffic, and that's what our major complaint is. And please consider this the residents of Baldwin Place. We've been there a long time. I don't know that any of these developers live there, Baldwin Place. They probably don't, so they don't really care. What we care is the residents of Baldwin Place. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Want to come up?
Hi, how are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Your name?
Lisa Ann Castellano. My name is Lisa Ann Castellano and I'm a resident of Somers. I live at Woodcrest Terrace, which is off of Mahopac Avenue. I am here to oppose zoning map amendment for the construction of 77, which is now 73 multifamily housing being built right off of Mahopac Avenue. I oppose this for several reasons. In the past few years since I've lived here, I've been to many Somers Town Board meetings to discuss reckless driving on Mahopac Avenue and how this has affected Woodcrest Terrace. With the addition of 73 multifamily units being built, this will only increase the out-of-control driving on Mahopac Avenue that has not been addressed in the past by Somers. In past town board meetings, I was promised changes to help the speeding on Mahopac Avenue, but this is still an ongoing issue. And now it's only going to get worse. If you can't correct the issue with the amount of traffic now, what would lead us to believe that you would be able to fix the problem after these units are built and occupied? I also oppose this because the increase of traffic. The 73 multifamily units could potentially add an additional 100+ vehicles, which will increase the volume of traffic on Route 6, Mahopac Avenue, and Route 35. Mahopac Avenue is used to access Route 35 to take commuters to the center of Yorktown Heights, access to 684, and access to neighboring towns such as Katona, South Salem, etc. As I stand here today, there is a backup of traffic on Mahopac Avenue to access Route 35. Mahopac Avenue is not equipped to handle this extra traffic. The only way to fix this would be to change Mahopac Avenue to a multi-lane road, which would take away from the scenic drive that it's been deemed and the beauty and charm that Mahopac Avenue brings us. Changing Mahopac Avenue to accommodate more traffic will greatly reduce the values of the homes on and off Mahopac Avenue. I also oppose the construction of the 73 multifamily units because the property has been zoned as single family and it should not be changed because the developer wants to build and profit. We have enough multifamily units already on Route 6, which provides a percentage of affordable housing provides a percentage of affordable housing we don't need anymore. Myself including the majority of residents in this room pay an outrageous amount of taxes. We pay these taxes because we want our town to be safe and quaint. It's unreasonable to ask the taxpayers of this community to pay our share, but let a developer offer 15 or 10% now all affordable housing to others to live in Somers. In the past, I've worked 2 jobs to afford to live in Somers. It's unfair to the residents of Somers to ask them to let others live here that can only do so through affordable housing. I would love to live in Scarsdale, but I don't because I can't afford it. By allowing this to go through, you're only inviting more developers to come and request zoning changes family to multiple family housing, which will ruin Somers and will only drive out the people that can afford to live here to go somewhere else, leaving Somers as undesirable. If this developer wants to build on this property, allow him to build nice single-family homes. Don't ruin this residential community and our town, which is what you will be doing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else?
How's it going?
Evening.
Stephen C., 258 Mayapack Avenue. I live across from the exit entrance to Mayapack Avenue. Lived here for 28 years. I'm against any zone change to this property. It will have a severe impact on my quality of life. All the traffic that would be hundreds, cars, trucks, buses going in and out day and night. At one of the previous meetings, a comment was made that the traffic coming out of the exit entrance to Mayapack Avenue would be no worse than a Sunday at church. Mass is from 10 to 11:30 Sunday. On July 6th, from 10 to 12 o'clock, 48 cars came out of there. That was it. Then on July 20th, from 9 to 12:30, 63 cars came out. So it's going to be a lot worse than that. So that comment is incorrect. Then I was on the town website and I was looking at the traffic access report. And it says right on here, properties within the multifamily residence Bowling Place district shall have either direct frontage on a major collector road as shown on the town's development plan, or a safe, convenient access to such a road without passing through a single-family residential neighborhood. Passing through Mayapack Avenue, it's all R40 zoned.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Why are we even considering this?
I mean, it's got frontage on Route 6.
Frontage on Route 6, it does.
Yes, it does, but you're passing through a residential neighborhood.
Coming from Mayapack Avenue?
Yes,
But coming from Route 6, you don't pass a residential neighborhood.
no.
Okay, so then I think we're splitting hairs then. Okay, thank you for your
Yeah.
comment. Anybody else?
Okay.
Do you want you brought your traffic guy here?
Yes.
Do you want to come up?
Good evening, Philip Greeley from Colliers Engineering and Design. We had prepared the traffic impact studies for the project. The project does have access to Route 6. Early in the process, we had discussions with DOT. They wanted that to be a controlled access, right turn in, right turn out. The access off of Mayapack Avenue would be full access, and the rationale was to have traffic use the traffic signal when making left turns coming towards the project, and for left turns heading back towards Mayapack and further to the east. So that was the reason for the scheme and the access plan that's on the table. Our original traffic study included detailed traffic counts. Yes, Route 6 backs up. It has. Over the years, there haven't been that many improvements. I was involved when the signal was installed at Mayapack Avenue. If you go back to the early, I think we designed that in year 2000. The turn lanes and the signal at that intersection. about 15 years ago, the state did add an additional lane through the 118 intersection, at least getting traffic up to where the Putnam County Savings Bank is. Prior to that, traffic would back up all the time. So that section has improved somewhat. But as indicated, the state has looked at widening different corridors. This is a corridor where they have no major plans for widening. As part of our project, we had evaluated this based on traffic generation standards that the state requires, and were also reviewed by your consultant, the town's consultant. There were actually 3 review letters from the town's consultants. One was asking for additional information relative to accidents and what we could do to possibly mitigate some of those. One was about including some of the other developments that have been spoken about tonight in terms of making sure we've taken that into account in terms of our future projections. In terms of a project of this size, as townhouses, we look at a 1 hour period in terms of peak hours and what we're designing for. That's what the state requires. So we look at morning and afternoon peak hours to see what the traffic generation would be. In this case, we did a conservative analysis because typically a townhouse won't generate more than 1 trip per hour in the peak hours. Now,
When you say peak hours, we're talking 8 to 9, 9.
7:30 to 8:30 in the morning.
Is that a standard time?
It depends. Yeah. So the time period that we look at is basically from 6:30 to 9:30 to capture the highest 1 hour period.
Okay.
In this particular section, on most days, 7:30 to 8:30 is the highest time. It may vary a little bit earlier or a little bit later, depending on what.
But you take like a 3-hour period, then find
Correct.
highest
The highest.
1 year
And the same-
1 hour period.
And the same thing in the afternoon.
Yeah, gotcha.
Also, the state maintains their own database. So they're constantly updating what the volumes are on the road every hour of the day. But we break it down to what happens in the peak hour. And Route 6 backs up. Everybody's been in that traffic. I've been there. In terms of what this project will generate, and we analyzed it as if it was just standalone single-family homes, which typically generate on a 1 hour basis, 1 trip per dwelling unit. That's the standard that's used. We analyzed it that way. We looked at what could be done in terms of the intersection of Route 6 and Mahopac Avenue. Some can be done with the signal operation. As part of this project, we will have to get a permit from New York State DOT. That'll be one of the processes that we still have to finish. The design of the access to Route 6, right turn in, right turn out, has a raised island, signing, so that's all pretty standard. The Route 6 Mahopac Avenue, the state is now going towards what we call adaptive traffic signal control on corridors where they're not adding more lanes. These signals adapt to the individual peaks within an hour. Typically, when you design a traffic signal up until recent days, there'd be a timing pattern, and it would pretty much stick to that pattern. When you get a surge, and again, this leads to the queues that occur, you may get a surge within a 5 or 10 minute period within that hour. This allows the signal to adapt to the actual flows. So that's the direction the state is going to try to improve flow in general. In terms of safety and accidents, we did identify some improvements. There were, at the intersection, there were a number of accidents that were rear end, some of which were caused by sun glare. Typically, one of the improvements to address that is to add back plates to the signal heads. So when you're driving, you can see the signal better. And we've identified other improvement. What will happen is, as we get through the process, we have to go for a highway work permit with New York State DOT. And that's where we iron out whether they're doing improvements or there's improvements that we're required to do. So, but we had done responses to all the comments from your consultant. I think we've satisfied all their comments on traffic, and any of the details are in there.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Greeley?
Yes,
So, obviously you're experienced. So, a lot of these people here are going to come out of the development or live on Mayapack Avenue where it exits by the church.
correct.
Now, did you look at any traffic patterns?
Going left.
Someone comes out of there and turns left instead of right.
My question.
Yes. So
And what would be the impact? How did you measure that impact? Because I would think that that's why some of these people are here saying, all these people are going to come down. I've driven that. It's a pretty quiet
Mhm.
part of the road.
correct. So so just to give you an idea, in a 1 hour period on Route 6, where our access is, you'll have between 1,500 and 1,600 vehicles in a 1 hour period. On that section of Mayapack Avenue, in a peak 1 hour period, it's from about 75 to 100 total vehicles up to the point where the access is to the church. Okay. In terms of analyzing any potential impact, we have to do what's called a capacity analysis. So we look at the volumes, we look at what the additional volumes are from this project and all the other projects that are planned, plus background growth, and then we analyze the intersections. The traffic at that access, which comes through the church property, I'll say, will operate at what they call a level of service C or better. A C or better is what you would typically design for. In the morning, I believe it's a level of service B, as in boy. Whereas you look at Route 6, there's times where we're approaching D and E levels of service. So that section of Mayapack Avenue is not going to be impacted in terms of a level of delay. From a safety standpoint, we have good sight distance where we're coming in at that intersection. So other than signing and some striping, there's nothing else that we see needed at
But
that.
you're assuming that they're going to come out by the church and make a right
It's a combination.
light, right?
Some traffic will make a left, but the majority will make a right coming out
How
of the
does a
church.
traffic engineer
You look,
figure out who
Okay.
can turn left?
you
and
you
right?
look at what the patterns are currently, where the employment and the retail facilities are, and you base it on the percentages of those volumes. And we reviewed those with your consultant to make sure that we were, consistent with what patterns there were.
Can we do something by design or otherwise that will mandate traffic coming out of there to make a right, to prohibit them to go back and around?
Absolutely.
How would we do that?
You would do it with channelization and signing. We actually finished the project in Yorktown that Mr. Boniello's actually got involved with afterwards, after it was approved. And that was done on one of the access points. You can only make a right. In that case, it was a left turn in and a left turn out. They didn't want people making a right turn. So you do it with channelization and signing.
How would we just make that part of the process or the plan here?
The alternate, and we've done this in other locations, is we do a monitoring. So a lot of times people will be afraid, okay, I'm going to have traffic coming through my neighborhood. What we've done in the past is actually do a monitoring. And if there is an issue, then we would have a design that could be put in place to make sure that doesn't occur. And the reason you do that is because at some point in time, you may want to have a full access at that location, but we can do it either way.
So you can, if I live to the, you come out there by, if I live to the left, in your opinion, as a traffic engineer, I wouldn't be affected very much in what is a fairly quiet street that I live on.
Correct. If you forced, and if you wanted to make sure that traffic didn't go that way, we could design it so it's channelized for right turns only.
Now, how about on the opposite end, people coming out of the development now? Now you,
Yes.
you got to make a right, guys. No making left down to where these houses are.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to get all backed up and get frustrated there on the church property? Say, oh my God, hurry up, let's go. I'm here forever. I'll make a
No.
left. What the heck? Or I'm going out on Route 6 and then I'll go right and then I'll turn left down at Carney's place. Have you thought about that at all?
No.
Or is that a problem you
It-
foresee?
we don't see that as a problem based on the volumes that are there, what's projected in terms of background increases, what this project will generate. Now, remember, we have a right in, right out access to Route 6.
Yes.
So for example, if I want to head towards the Taconic in the morning,
No problem.
muting, no problem. I'm right turn out,
Right.
and I get a gap when the signal changes.
Right.
So that allows me to come out.
And the access, the visual access is fine by traffic standards.
Yes, we satisfy the sight distance.
Sight.
Driveway has been positioned to maximize the sight distance because we have a vertical curve up
Yeah, right.
top of the hill near the signal. But yeah, if we want to make sure that traffic doesn't end up on the northwesterly side of Mayapack Avenue, we can design it with a right turnout. That's no problem.
And that would be done during the planning process, or,
Typically, yes.
I mean, there seems to be a bias or request or
Mhm.
that's going to happen.
And that would keep
Instinctively, I
traffic out of the neighborhood and yes.
And the builder would have no problem with that. It doesn't affect sales in any way or anything like that.
Okay, thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else here for comment? No? Okay, just want to make the motion here to come on up, Lisa Ann, or is it just Lisa? Lisa Ann?
So, guess I have a couple of questions. He's talking about the access road out of the development, but we haven't talked about Mayapack Avenue at all. This extra traffic is not going to be controllable. I mean, you guys, right now, it's out of control. And I've come before this board many times to complain about the speed in Mayapack Avenue. You guys haven't done anything. The only thing you guys,
We did reduce the speed limit on Mayapack Avenue.
you reduced it, but nobody's monitoring it.
The police do monitor it.
Okay.
They have.
Do you want to, if you want to come to my road and see, I don't even make a left out of my road anymore because it's so dangerous. Okay, it's just crazy. People pass me all the time on Mayapack Avenue.
Me too.
The four-way stop there, that's a joke. People run that stop sign all the time. So now you're gonna add another 150 cars approximately onto this road. How are we gonna control this? Because I gotta tell you guys something. If you guys think, and I really haven't come here in a long time because I kind of gave up on you guys doing anything. But if this is gonna go through and traffic's gonna get worse, I'm gonna be at every board meeting and you're gonna get sick of seeing me. Because this, you guys have to do something. If you really want to let him do this and take away, I don't understand even why you're allowing a section that was single family homed and now allowing it to be multifamily. Why, can somebody explain that to
Well,
me?
first of all, we have the timeout at one second, Lisa, right? Just because if we,
Thank you.
Lisa Ann, if we close out the public, right, the public hearing, doesn't mean that we've approved the project. We've had this open for 5 months, this public comment. And now that it's blasted all out there on social media and all through Ring cameras, everybody starts coming over here. And that's you. And I'm glad that you guys are here, right? But we've had this open for 5 months. Okay? Just because if we close out the public hearing does not mean that the town board is approving the project. So, and then I just want to let you know that.
Okay, look,
Okay.
look, I'm not against the developer and I understand he needs to make money and stuff like that, but let him build single houses. We're just asking not to have multi-house. Nobody's asking him not to develop that land. We're just asking not multi because it's going to affect a lot of things. That's all we're asking. I'm done. Thank you very much for
What street do you live on? Just, you mentioned that
Woodcrest.
Woodcrest.
I live more towards 35. but where my road is, it's on a curve and people speed going up and people speed going down.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, literally, I've gotten to the point where I'm so afraid.
Yeah, I understand.
I make the right, I go up, I turn into whatever street is across and I turn around. And it's kind of ridiculous to have to do that, you
Like,
know?
Thanks.
And I've asked for speed bumps. We were supposed to get stenciling on the bottom of Mayapack where 35 comes in, like where you come off 35. They promised stenciling to be put on the road, go slow. That never happened.
Uh,
You guys
Who
put up
promised
I
you?
don't remember that.
Who promised you that?
when we came to the board. My
No, no,
it was
Lisa, Ann, this is the first time I've ever seen you here
okay.
in the 4 years that I've been here.
Okay, so we had a meeting. I came here, and we had a meeting offsite. Hold on a second. Do you remember where that meeting was? The meeting that we had offsite? Remember we went to that building?
Different topic.
It was not here. It was,
We could check with Nick and see.
yeah, it was with the police chief. It was with a couple of people and we talked about, you know, how to slow down traffic. And they said, basically, you know, we can stencil the road. We suggested stenciling the road, go slow. They said yes. The only thing that was done was they put up a mirror across the street from Woodcrest.
Right.
You guys put up a speed sign, but it's higher, it's not on the side that we need
And
it.
it's portable. It's not there.
It's whatever road that is.
It is,
No, but I'm saying, but you move it. It's.
Yeah,
it is portable.
yeah. Okay. I mean, that's,
We could check, we
Those
could
are
check with
things we
Nick,
could do.
we could check with the chief. Although it might have been Chief Driscoll, not Ross Bryan. We could check with them and see if they recollect the conversation and
okay. I mean, I have records somewhere of all the conversations
that's fine.
that we
I'm
have. I
sure
also,
they'll remember.
I also brought a petition from the entire Woodcrest Terrace Road of that something needed to get done with Mayapack Avenue, because it's crazy.
Okay.
And
It's a problem. It is.
my concern is now we're gonna
Or-
add 150 more cars, maybe even more. We don't know how many people are gonna have cars, like it's a multifamily. So I'm just worried, you know, how this is gonna affect us. So anyway, thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
Yeah. Slow there.
Les.
Are we able to ask? I will. Right now, this is public comments for the public hearing.
Correct.
You close tonight. Does this now go to the zoning board to be debated over there?
No,
Not yet, no.
So
we close tonight and there's a couple other actions that we may have to take down the road. There's the environmental declaration and then there's the zoning change. Even with whatever happens with that, if it were to go through, then there's the whole process before the planning board, who will be looking at this even more under a microscope as far as egress, ingress, stormwater, all sorts of different things. This is, you know, really it's in front of us more so for because we're the board that can
you're the lead agent.
zoning change.
So I'll put this in football terms for everybody. We're in preseason right now,
Thank you.
okay?
Sorry, I didn't realize I should have gone that route. Sorry.
Free. Good one.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna make the motion to close out the public hearing with a 20-day write-in period. All in favor?
Aye.
So move. So everybody out there, if you have comments that you want to submit, please send them to us in a written comment form. And that way we can get them to the applicant.
And they would send that to your office.
They can send it to our office.
Advisor at
Correct.
ny.gov.
And as I said earlier, jump on the WIG, jump on those questions, get them
Yeah.
answered, get them out to those guys. You're going to be in the process the whole time. The sooner you satisfy them, the better. Nice seeing you, Rick.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Apologize for, it was an accident.
No worries. Nice seeing you though.
Weren't in it.
How are you doing? All right?
Yeah.
Around, thank you.
Good.
Good.
Good to see you. Ryan.
Thank
All right, let me move on to your number 2 for the public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, we'll see you.
For chapter 77, buildings unsafe, section 77-9, as it relates to One Oak Drive.
Publishing and posting.
Hmm?
Need to give you publishing and posting.
Patty, can you give me publishing and posting, please, for it?
Sure, that was published on August 5th in the Journal News and posted on the town clerk's bulletin board.
Thank you. Anybody here to speak to about One Oak Drive? No?
Oh.
All right.
Easy.
Make a motion to close out the public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And then I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution to implement Chapter 77 Buildings Unsafe. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right. On to public comment. Make the motion, open up public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Anybody here for public comment? Anything that you want to discuss?
The hell's everybody here for?
Anybody? Okay. If there's no one here for public comment, I'll make the motion to close public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Patty, department reports, please.
I have reports from the town clerk, building inspector, zoning board of appeals, plumbing, Bureau of Prevention, Parks and Recreation, Planning and Engineering, tax receiver, and director of finance. I also need to announce a new liquor license application for Love Bistro and Hibachi located at 80 Route 6.
Love Bistro.
Love
There it is.
Is that the name of the restaurant?
Okay. All right. All right. So business of the board here. Let's go to some town board updates. Town of Somers, we held a press conference the other week with Senator Harkin's office, $100,000 grant that we received for sidewalks as we continue to make our center of town a little bit more walkable, be helpful in that. So thank you for that grant. Also, Summer Trails, 52 years in business. I was with Assemblyman Matt Slater 2 weeks ago and presented them with a historic business in town. I think that's the second historic business in town. The first one was Stewart's Farm. So 52 years of business for Summer Trail. So not too bad. All right. Let's go on to number 2 here. December town board meetings. I'd like to move the our December 11th meeting, right, Patty, or December 11th to December 10th, Wednesday, December 10th. I've already spoke to the planning board. The planning board has already moved their December 10th meeting to the 17th. We are hosting a meeting for several towns. Well, I think it's Wamoa. We're hosting it here, and it's our year to host. So we're asking the town board if we can make a motion to move our town board meeting to December 10th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Perfect. Adopt a road program application and agreement for the location of Brick Hill Road from Route 202 to Route 139. Does anybody have any questions on this? It's another adopt the road that we've implemented.
Just be careful on that road.
The Summers Education Foundation I put in.
Yeah, that was for, that's right, from Nick.
This is for cleanup.
Yes, it's for
Keep it.
Explain it, we have a trail.
Yeah, so we have through Keep Somers Beautiful or right, Keep Somers Beautiful. We have Adopt a Road program. If you want to adopt a road, you come before you send an email to Annie over at Keep Somers Beautiful and saying that you want to adopt a road and help clean up that area of the town of Somers. It's a great program. She'll get you in touch with Nick DeVito, our highway superintendent. Nick will ask a couple of questions, kind of go over the game plan that you need to do to maintain that road and keep it clean. But it's a great thing. And this is for August 1st, 2025 and ending August 1st in 2027. It's a 2-year commitment. So I'll make the motion here to allow the Somers Educational Foundation to adopt the road.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Definitely.
Yeah. And as the former president of the Somers Education Foundation, I'd like to say thank you to the current board.
Yeah, you are welcome, sir. All right. Hey, Paul. All right, Cedar Haven subdivision, private common driveway name request, discussion. Paul, you're here. You want to come up and say a few things at all? Or? It's only going to be, we're just making the motion to refer it out. But I think Bianca is a great name for it. I'm just the name of the road. I think it's a great name for it.
Do you have a name? Is that the name?
Is that the name?
That's the name
We're-
Come on up.
Come on.
up.
I went to Mrs. Smith
Yep.
Yep.
and she looked through the, all the archives and she didn't come up with anything. So she goes, what do you want to do? I said, my mom's worked, 30 years, 30 something years, served all the kids. I go, name it after my mom.
Good.
She worked at Homer, so,
Nice.
because they couldn't find anything historic over there.
Oh, yeah.
So Kale,
We live in the only non-historic part of Somers.
no, but, so Mrs. Smith, she loved it. So,
If Mr. Smith likes it, we all like it.
Dude,
okay.
I think it's great.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to refer
Nice.
it out for the name and stuff like that, but I think if you're gonna go with that name, it's great tribute to your mom, so
I think
it's awesome.
Is there another Bianca in Somers? Another road named that?
I know.
Well, they would,
No other Bianca.
No.
No other Bianca.
So
Can
Wanna
you
get
name it
that-
Mom? Can't you name Mom's Road?
I could do that too. I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
all right. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks.
I'll make the motion to refer this out.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right, Steve, I have you here. Might as well. Sure, we're moving quite. Want to come up? All right, we're gonna just move up. Number 12. Extension of Heritage Hills Special Water District and Sewer District to include the location of the New York State Trooper Barracks discussion. Steve?
Good evening, everyone. This is an action to formally extend the special districts for the Heritage Hills Water and Sewer Special Districts to serve the proposed state police barracks at 295 Route 100. As part of this process, again, Veolia is the service provider there for water and sewer. The town needed to petition Veolia to get access to their services. Veolia needed to go back to the state DEC for permission for a modification of their water supply permit for the water system. That process has concluded. And so we have now filed a map plan and report in support of the town's approval to expand the Heritage Hills Special Water and Sewer Districts to include 295 Route 100.
so Steve, this may be a bit of a diversion. There was a problem with the capacity measurement process, right? With Viola, they've rectified all of that.
That was the process I was alluding to with the DEC, where Veolia needed to go to the DEC to request a modification to their water supply permit, which has been granted.
Only up to that level, or to basically their capacity that they can sell more?
The state has granted Veolia the ability to serve this requested demand.
Got it.
This is a no-brainer. We want,
Oh, it is.
we want the
It's a no-brainer.
police,
Yeah.
and they need water.
Yeah, we've been.
I think it's far more cost effective for the state police to have a connection to a public water supply
100,
well and maintain all that information.
100%. And it's gonna,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
to me, it's a no-brainer, so.
Yep.
So I believe the town board's next action, which we're requesting, is to schedule a public hearing for that extension.
Yeah, right. So we.
Well,
with the-
I think you have,
Refer it out.
prepared orders calling for the public hearing. So those have to be published and it has to be a roll call.
We have to do a roll call vote on that? Okay, great. But we have to make the motion first to include the location, right, of the New York State Police Department barracks?
You have to adopt orders calling for a public hearing.
Okay.
So you,
Roll call that.
do a motion to adopt the order calling for a public hearing for
For the purpose of.
sewer
Sewer.
and,
And water.
and then water,
Separate-
or
Separately.
Okay.
vice versa.
Separately, okay.
Say that one more time, Patty, sorry.
You're gonna make a motion
Motion to adopt the orders,
to adopt the orders calling for a public hearing
calling for public hearing
for the
for the
To an-
extension of the water.
extension of water and then one for sewer.
Right.
Okay.
I think we just take a vote that would let Patty make motions moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be great if we could. She knows. All right, make motion to adopt the orders calling for the public hearing for the exemption of the water for the New York State Police Barracks.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. I'm making the motion to adopt the orders calling for a public hearing for the extension of the sewer for the New York State Trooper Barracks.
They have to be roll call. vote.
Okay, let's.
And they have to,
back-
oh, let's go back to the,
back to- let's-
sorry, ladies and gentlemen, sorry.
That was
Was it-
sewer first.
Sewer first, the water we did first.
Water, perfect. Okay, I got my second. Councilman William G. Faulkner.
Aye.
Councilman Richard G. Clinton.
Aye.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirico.
Aye.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Yes.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Yes. All right, let's go on to the sewer one. Motion to adopt the orders calling for a public hearing for the exemption for the sewer for the New York State Trooper Barracks.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nope.
Nope, roll call, sorry. This is
Councilman William G. Faulkner.
Aye.
Councilman Richard G. Clinton.
Yes.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirico.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Yes.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Yes. All right,
So I'm gonna need 2 certified.
perfect.
In the mail.
Fine.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve, appreciate it.
Thanks for all the hard work.
Indeed.
Let's go on to number 5. Get Steve out, got him out of here. Number 5, vacancy of the unexpired term of an elected official. That would be Mr.
Would be me.
I make a motion that we not accept his resignation.
Uh-huh. Can you do that?
You haven't received it. I'll get
There
it.
you go, it's open.
Mm.
That-
So I think this is something that I've been getting queried on a lot. Just people not understanding the process. Richard and I were on the board when this happened in the past. I don't know, Richard, was it 10 years ago, 15 years ago? I can't remember. It was actually right before you got on.
It was 12.
So I got on.
So, I mean, again, I'm going to be gone. I'm not going to be part of the process. My suggestions, just having gone through it before, are really, and me, there's 2 options. Number one, we don't want it to be political. This board has always touted that we're, sort of nonpartisan, and that's what we did, many years ago when who was it? Councilman, who was it?
Well,
No, but
Oh, he was
when Harry Bolton left,
Bolton.
we thought about it and we said there's 2 things we can do. What they did in Yorktown, which is hold a special election as early as January or February, and have a regular election there, which does cost a little bit of money.
Bylaws. They're required to do that through their bylaws, Yorktown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, but
Yeah, but we could choose.
can do that.
We could choose.
And the other option that we did last time, and it worked out, in my opinion, very well, was we reached out to the public and asked, is there anybody who's interested in serving on the board for a year, who's been, active in town and not interested in running again? That takes the politics out of it. That means, you're not giving anybody a head start. You're not doing anything like that. We were lucky last time. We got Rich Benedict, who was on the Heritage Hills board, was an excellent, when he came here, also gives them the luxury of basically saying whatever they want. And Rich Benedict said whatever he wanted. Because they're not going to have to run for office.
Yeah.
And I've had some people who reached out who are interested in that, because keep in mind, my spot, when I leave, no matter what, you will have to run at the end of next year in a special election. And then you're going to have to run the following year again for the regular term, which, if I'm not mistaken, is probably going to be 3 versus 4 years to get on the even
Yes,
cycle.
20.
So then you'll have to run again in 3 years. So in a period of 5 years, you have to run 3 times. It is not an easy thing to do. It is time consuming. But that's the process, because they're getting onto the even cycles. So those are again, I'm just saying it from experience of what we've done, and it worked out great. Like I said, we had somebody who came on, was interested in doing it for a year, and then Mr. Sirico came on and it's been on ever since. So, but more importantly, what we love about this board is that we have great conversations. We don't agree on everything, but we have conversations to try and build a consensus. And this takes, politics out of it. That's my opinion. I won't have a vote on it, I don't believe, because I think the vote will happen after I'm gone. But just as somebody who's gone through it before, I wanted to give a successful scenario that we did have. And I also wanted people to know, because people don't know what they're getting into. And you're going to get different people coming who might say, yeah, I'm interested in serving for a year. You know what? I'm not interested in running 3 years, running again. it's a big commitment. Believe me, I've done it for, 18 years on this board, as is Richard, and these gentlemen are close behind. You're not, but you'll catch up.
You're the kid.
Actually, the supervisor has an even harder time. He's got to run like 3 years in a row coming up. I mean, it's just,
Probably is true.
it's crazy. But that's what the state is telling us we need to do. So again, that's just my comments when I saw it on there, because I've had people reach out and they just want to know the process. They want to know if they put their name in.
So the process, yeah, so just kind of touch on the process, right? We've mentioned this out a couple of times before in our board meetings, especially when you made your call that you're going to, step down. The process is pretty easy, right? We're gonna actually sit together with a board. We will call you in, and we'll try to set up some time for us to meet. If you can't meet in person, maybe we have to do it on a telephone call. But we're looking for people who are interested candidates. You'll send me an email. I did get a few emails. We are taking our time with this. We're not rushing something to right away. We do have some time, like Tom did mention, that we do have some time for this. You won't have to run until next November for this position if you were appointed by the board. So we're going to take our time. Please send me an email if you're interested and state, maybe what Tom said. I'm interested for a year. I'm interested in serving for the longer term. I'm interested. The hard part with just serving sometimes on a shorter term, even if someone says to us that, hey, listen, hey, I only want to do it for a year, they may fall in love with it. They may fall in love with the board. They don't want to pigeonhole anybody into saying, hey, just because you say that you're gonna go for a year and then you turn around and change your mind, I can't do that. It's unconstitutional. I can't say that to someone, hey, you can only serve for a year, guys. Even though you said so, we had a handshake.
Well, you could tell that's your intention. And
It isn't
if they
have
go
someone
against
run
it,
for if they want one.
You can't prevent somebody from running.
You can't do that.
Okay.
no, you can't prevent somebody from running, but
Person
somebody
can
would
say
get
that.
out there as, hey, you're going to serve for a year.
And then they can change
and
it.
I want to run.
And,
It kind of speaks to their character.
all right, I don't think that's the thing. No, I think that there are people who've said to me, yeah, I do it, but I just want to do it for a year, who are experienced. But one, do you have to fill it? As I understand, no. I think it would be a good idea to fill it. So, 4-person board. 2, are you a person who just thought this would be a cool thing? No, I think you should be a person who understands that you have to hit the ground running. You got to know all these things about, because no matter who it is or what your plans are, you got to be up to speed real quick. So you got to kind of know what's going on. You have to have a history. A lot of things we talk about here are based upon history of what the town is, what the town does, what the town has always been, and what it wants to be. So I think you have to have some connection and some history with the town. And I think it is absolutely best if it's nonpartisan. Now, I'm not going to be naive and say that, that's going to, there are some realities that happen. But I think that would be the best kind of person. And then you could have an election. I wrote a memo to the board. You could choose to not fill it. You could choose to have an election like Yorktown in the middle of February. Some might favor that, but the fact is, you might, if you get 300 friends, you could probably win that one. So I'm not sure that's a great idea. And then you would fill it. You don't have to fill it October 1st. Probably should, but like Rob said, not a race. So,
It's not a race, but I think, to your point, I think October in that time, we are coming up to budget season.
I would think.
So we'd want the person to be kind of on board during the budget period time to kind of get that underneath their belt, whoever the person is. So, we are August 14th, September 14th, probably next month and a half, I think. Leading into October, I think would be it, unless we found that, we all agree on someone who's unbelievable in the middle of September, then we go for that.
But Roland,
Till
can we even appoint somebody?
I'll be here. till October.
Oh, you'll be heard. Well, it is.
30th. And then I'm assuming it has to be acknowledged at the October meeting.
We can't appoint until
You
he's
can't
on.
appoint
Yeah.
if there's a vacancy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So,
So if he's October 1st, then it would be after October. Yeah.
you'll have my letter this week.
And we could appoint someone at the first meeting, Roland, right?
In October.
In October.
Yes.
They could be sitting in the stand, in the crowd, and all of a sudden just say,
Now, come on down. It's the next
So
That's
you can conduct the
Meet the town board.
instances knowing that spot before the resident.
Yeah, we can
Correct.
do that.
When Tom's already.
We're planning for that.
So,
So to defer, again, for the process for everybody, if you are interested, please reach out to me. Or send an email to supervisor@somersny.gov to let me know, and then we'll try to set up some time here. I know as summer's ending, right? So we'll probably start in September sometime, go through September, and then kind of make our decision once Tom is officially not in the role. And that's it. And then ask us questions. Ask some of the council members questions about what goes on in day-to-day activities, what goes on in that. Talk to myself if you're interested. We're going to have a nice open conversation and kind of and go from there. And then to everybody's point here, we do have a really good board that really works well with each other. So we're looking for someone who will be able to work with us as well. Kind of see what your intentions are. If it's more aspirations, okay. If it's not, if it's just a year aspiration, okay too. We'll take it as we come. But I think it's we'll take our time and as much time as we can until October.
I have to run, as I told you. All right. I'll
Yes,
talk to you
buddy.
guys later.
Talk,
Thank you.
Tom.
We'll see you.
Just from my perspective, I just want to make sure, and I know it will be, that the entire process is open and fair. And I think the supervisors opened up his office to receive names and collect names since the last board meeting in July. And I know that will continue, but that's the most important thing.
Correct.
Respect.
And as what I say to everybody out there, I have received some names. I have received some contact information from some people. But if you do talk to an additional board member, right, please have the conversation with me. All right. I'm just going to try to say it as best I can. Right. I like to be able to or have it in one central location. So if you're really serious about it, send me the email. So this way I can tell the board, yes, they are a serious candidate. They want to be considered for the position, not just have the conversations with them and have them come to me. Because if you're not following up with me and sending me an email, then it's just all talk.
I would just make that a prerequisite.
All the names have to go through the supervisor's office.
Correct. But there are people who said they were interested who have not.
Yeah, they could
reached
talk
out.
to anybody and say, yeah, I'm interested, tell me about it. But then you say, okay, if you're really going to.
If you're really serious, then send
it
the
there.
supervisor. That's all I'm saying. Because the people who said they were interested and we had not received some of the communications that they were really interested about the position.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
No, that's absolutely. You got to apply for a job.
Correct. Yeah.
To the job office, I guess.
Yep.
Just thinking back what Tom was saying, thinking back when Bennett was there, one of the things it was asked for by the party Mr. Benedict was in, which was Republican Party, is that he not do it so when there might be a primary the next year, he didn't have a leg up on that primary. I remember that discussion they had.
And he didn't do that.
No, and that was his, he said, I don't want to, and there's a primary, I'm not doing it. I just remembered.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to add to this?
He was controversial too, but he worked out really
Nope.
well.
All right, great. Nice discussion, guys.
No, it's all good.
All right, number 6 here, authorize the solicitation of bids from professional mechanical engineers to perform a feasibility study to evaluate the library's existing heating, ventilation, and air conditioning equipment and provide recommendations with budget opinions for modifications, alternate systems per memo dated July 15th, 2025 from Thomas J. Tuma Jr., Building Inspector. I'll make the motion to authorize supervisors to go out, authorize them to go out to solicitation for bids.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So move. Patty, we're going to take number 7 off. I have to work on just a few things. Number 8 here, permission to replace the existing 35 kW diesel generator at the police station and purchase from the cooperative building site with installation by town contract electrician.
Sitting site.
Per memo dated August 7, 2025 from Thomas J. Tuma Jr., Building Inspector. Make the motion to,
Got a question on that?
go ahead.
How are we putting a larger
But
system?
we shied away from it based on the amount and service.
Okay, we're off of that?
We're off of that now.
All right.
We could go back to it again at some time. I mean, we have, that, but based on what we've gotten back for some of the cost wise on it, it just doesn't make sense to do it in kind.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Make the motion to purchase 35 kV.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So move. Thanks, Patty. That's why you're here. All right, number 9 here. Authorize the supervisor to execute A is the renewal contract of the town's storage tank third-party liability corrective action and cleanup policy, accepting the terrorism coverage with Iron Shore Insurance Services. It's a Liberty Mutual company for a period of August 6, 2025 through August 6, 26 per the July 31st, 2025 memo from Robert Kehoe, Director of Finance, retro to July 31st, 2025. B is the Affordable Care Act Assistance Consulting Agreement effective October 1st, 2025 with Gilroy, Kernan and Gilroy per August 8th, 2025 memo from the Finance Department per request to change vendors. And C is a Lifetime Benefit Solutions Employer Implementation Form to be effective no earlier than October 1st, 2025 for the Flexible Spending Account per August 11th, 2025 memo from Robert Kehoe, Director of Finance.
So you're going to be offering.
We're going to offer a flexible spending account for full-time employees and for part-time permanent employees.
You know,
And that has to be in the title, part-time permanent.
This is great. In bargaining some contracts on behalf of the union, on behalf of the town with the union, we had brought that up several years ago, and they as well, let's not muddy the water. This is a great
thing.
You put in the money, you take it out. So if you put in, let's say $5,000, you have a lot of expenses, and there's a lot of things you can put in there, mileage to your appointments, even sometimes over the counter things.
Some daycare
whatever,
or camp.
Childcare can. Right. And so when I bargained for a union as a teacher, this is one thing we had, and it worked so well. And I wanted to have it here in Somers because it's a win-win for everybody. And it's a good benefit for people who are working, and it helps them in life with things. And it's not that hard to implement. And so I am so delighted after a number of years that we would be able to offer that. And congratulations to those who brought it forward.
I think it's a great thing. So I'll make the motion to authorize the supervisor to execute A, B, and C.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Great. Okay. Dave, you're up, man. Proposed solar farm energy legislation discussion. A is receipt of draft legislation and EAF. B, declare notice of intent to act as lead agency. And C, circulation of notice of intent to other involved agencies, including Westchester County and the Town of Somers Planning Board.
Evening, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board. So you have draft legislation before you. This really addresses the installation of solar energy facilities within the town. It's based on the New York State Model Ordinance, and then also we've looked at some neighboring communities and how they've incorporated that type of legislation in their communities. So essentially, these would be special permit uses in residential districts. The legislation covers what's called a Tier 1 energy solar system. That's typically what you would find on the rooftops of residential buildings or commercial buildings. Those types of systems would be reviewed and approved by the building department because they're fairly straightforward, and that's something that they do right now. And then you have the other permitting requirements for a Tier 3 solar energy system, and that's typically the solar panels that you would find that are ground mounted. But for that particular type of use, it would be restricted to properties in the R120 district. And an applicant would need to appeal to the town board to apply a floating zone to their property. Now, the limitation is also that the use has to be a school or institution of higher learning. And the maximum lot size associated with the use shall be no more than 12 acres. And this essentially reflects conversations that you've had with BOCES and some of the other educational communities with respect to how having these types of facilities helps lower costs for the educational use, which in turn lowers costs for the residents of the community. And just a quick review. So that type of use with the floating zone and then the special permit And the planning and the site plan approval is limited right now just to the BOCES facility over in the west end of town. You have two Town of Somers school properties, Primrose and Somers Senior High School, JFK and Lincoln Hall. So it's very limited in scope with respect to the application. And as I indicated, once the floating zone has been, if you choose, and that's a discretionary action on your board's behalf. Once that's been applied to a property, then an applicant would have to go to the planning board to get a special permit and the site plan approval. So that's when you start to get into all the details of the actual construction of the system. And there are a number of requirements in the code, in the proposed code, with respect to lighting, tree removal, signage, circulation, decommissioning, in the event that that happens.
I did read that on the decommissioning part. That would be the responsibility of the owner, right?
Correct.
And not
Correct.
the town.
Right, correct. And they have to place, there are bonds and other requirements that would allow that to take place, not at the expense of the community. In addition, we've had an opportunity to work with Michael Toohey from Roland's office, and he provided some additional comments with respect to some of the definitions that are being proposed. So what you have before you, I think, is a fairly comprehensive piece of legislation that addresses the solar energy issue for the town. As you indicated, the next steps procedurally, you need to declare your notice of intent to act as lead agency, and we'll circulate that on behalf of the town to the other interested and involved agencies. And we'll include the, as noted, the Westchester County Planning Board, your own planning board, and then we'll involve the building department specifically, and we'll work with Mr. Toohey from Roland's office to get some additional input. And then once that process has been concluded, you would declare your self to be lead agency, and you would schedule a public hearing.
Dave,
So Dave specifies no battery storage.
Correct. Yes. Yes. In detail. Right. Not allowed.
two questions. One, you mentioned residential is not really affected by this. Usually it's on the roof. One of them. But I have a neighbor who did this a long time ago. He has it out in his yard. Not real big, but it's on the ground. Is he affected by this in any way?
That would be a pre-existing condition.
It's pre-existing, right?
Okay.
I think I read in there it's pre-existing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a large thing, but okay.
Yep.
He'll be happy.
Yes. No, he wouldn't be affected. No.
Okay. The other thing is when you send this out, I would just suggest sending it out to our Energy Environment Committee for any comment. There are some people on there who have some experience in this, certainly some interest. I don't expect that they would have any great insights, but maybe they would because they certainly know a lot more about this.
That's fine. Full transparency. We'll
Yes, please.
make it available to everybody who needs to. Yep.
There's one guy on the board who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, I think he does. He does.
Why did you accept him?
I know. Dave, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Thanks. I appreciate it. All right. So, for number 10 here, A, B, and C, I'll make a motion on all three.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right. So we got here. Okay, petition for the extension of the Heritage Hills Special Water District at the Town Center at Somers. Discussion, right? On here, accept the petition declaring the town board intent to act as lead agency for the purpose of the review pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, and C, schedule a public hearing before the town board in connection with the application, and D, refer the application to the planning board for concurrent review of the site plan and other approvals required to facilitate the construction of the necessary infrastructure. And we had, oh, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. And you are?
Jody Cross from Zarin and Steinmetz.
Okay.
Here with Andy Albrecht from Regency Centers. Here, as you know, as you said, we're here to we've submitted a petition to extend the Heritage Hills Special Water District to the town centers. So it's Shopping Plaza, which is at 325 Route 100 in the NS Shopping District. The reason for this request is pretty simple. We have to comply with the sanitary code. We need to upgrade the current existing water supply system. And those upgrades would come with a substantial cost to build, to design, to manage, while meanwhile, the infrastructure actually comes right up to the border of our property to expand that water district. And I did make an error in my cover letter. We actually don't even need planning board approval because of how the infrastructure is out. If you want to just bring up the plan, we could show them where the connection is. So really what we're asking the board to do is to accept the petition, declare intent to act as lead agency, authorize circulation to whatever necessary agencies, and to schedule a public.
First have to prepare the orders. So they can't schedule the public hearing tonight.
Okay,
So I prepare the orders because I have to file those with the state controller.
okay,
So I'll prepare that for your next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably that will occur in October
okay.
hearing.
Oh, the public hearing will be October, okay. Want to just point out to them where we're talking about here?
Yeah.
Just A, B, and D.
Just so Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. My name is Andrew Albrecht. I represent Regency Centers, the current owners of the shopping center.
Thanks, Paul.
This drawing, you've probably seen this map before. This current water district, it's right now.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Can you turn the mic towards you?
I'm sorry. Currently, the water district comes back along the back of our property and serves the new Somers Crossings apartment or condos and housing district. Maybe I have to do this. Improvise. Our plan, as you can see, this is the overall shopping center here. And our plan would be to make a water service connection from the existing water main running in the easement that's serving the Boniello Crossing project. And we would just be tapping into that with a 2-inch copper line into the existing basement of the building. We would then have backflow all the infrastructure in the basement, and we would refeed from there the existing distribution to all the remaining buildings.
So what will this do for you? So the ultimate impact or the group being, how will it affect the average person in Somers?
It won't affect the average person in Somers, except that they'll be getting, when they go to the center, they'll be getting municipal water instead of treated well water. Currently, this property is licensed to operate a water supply, i.e. a well, and it goes through a treatment facility that we have actually in the basement of this existing building right now, which consists of carbon filters, sand filters, UV, and
You check that for PFAS?
well, that's our next step here. The health department has now laid down extra guidelines for treatment for PFAS, PFAS, and those forever chemicals.
Right.
The upgrades that it would require to our current system are significant financial costs, and the ongoing maintenance operation of the system is a tremendous financial burden to us. By switching over to the public water supply, we can then meter and bill tenants for their water usage. And it's a great, it's municipal water.
Now, if I remember.
But not sewer though.
What's that? I'm sorry?
Sewer.
No private.
Well, 3 years ago,
Yes, private water.
3 years ago, Heritage expanded the water district, and we were before you to
Right.
get approval to connect to that actually sewer system. That is done, and that part is operating now.
But not all the stores are connected to that.
Oh, yes, they are.
They are. Okay.
Yeah, we got approval from you guys for a series of pump chambers of
Yes.
lift
I
station
remember that, but
that brought us up to the Jachico's property,
right,
where we were able to then connect to gravity sewer to Heritage Hills.
right.
Okay, Heritage Hills, we entered into an agreement with them. They assumed responsibility for the system and the pumps and all of that, and they're effectively a part of the Heritage sewer.
Right. Some restaurant back there and maybe.
Exactly.
They're all connected now.
Everything at the time of the connection 3 years ago, all the buildings and all the tenants went from the existing septic that was there to sewer. So that was all done, working great.
Good.
Yeah, everything's still flowing downhill.
That was
You've gone
intent.
through,
Yeah.
I've gone through that same process now for water.
Yes, Veolia has expanded, just like the previous gentleman,
Yep.
Veolia has expanded their district. They've gained those federal or whatever approvals, government state, I guess, yeah. So they have that, we're a part of that expansion.
Good.
And now it's just a function of coming to you guys and making it,
So you
Now,
you
when-
have the willingness to serve letter from Veolia.
not yet. Not yet. We're talking to them. They're gonna send it. But they've confirmed that we are a part of that expansion.
Good.
And so DEC has approved the provisions for of service as well?
Yeah, I don't have
received
that
it.
answer.
We haven't received the documentation, but we expect that, and we hope to have that then before the October meeting.
Right.
When, if I remember correctly, the septic was important so that the restaurant or any other eating establishment serve more people per the Department of Health in Westchester, if I remember correctly. Is that true?
In a way, yeah. It was,
Or was it the water that was limiting them? That's really my question.
we had more water than we could get rid of.
He wants to do.
The limiting factor was the capacity of the galleys, the existing septic system, and how much water, excuse me, could be treated by that system per day.
Right.
That in turn limited the
So that was
uses that we could have.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't have very many restaurants or high water generating tenants.
Right.
That
So that would be at least of interest or perhaps a benefit, depending on what the food is like, for people in Somers.
Absolutely.
That's really my question.
The sewer going from septic to public sewer was the home run. Because that freed up the uses to generate more water without having to deal with the health department and the limitations of the septic fields.
Right.
So that was the home run.
Right.
The water now is really a safer convenience for the public
Right.
and a cost savings financially ongoing for the center.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I guess, if I understand your point correctly, it's that this also broadens the ability to bring in more tenants that could be advantageous for the community because of the water.
I think that's a benefit.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Absolutely. Would agree. So.
hey, you're from Steinmetz and whatever. Is there any news on down the corner of 35 and 100 on Whitehall Corners? You know.
We'll be back to you very soon on that.
Hoping to get some breaking news right here.
Absolutely.
Okay. We had a nice meeting with them earlier.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, you were there? Oh,
Yes. He remembers me.
Yes.
absolutely. Darren, I don't care about Darren. I care about you.
It was Steinmetz, so I'll tell him that you forgot him.
I know. Darren, the only one I know.
Used all the time.
Darren, I go back with a long time.
I second.
Lewisboro.
I live in Lewisboro, so.
Yeah.
It was at Lewisboro. You're right.
Roland, everything sounds good, but do we still want to go through with it, or should we see that the willingness to serve letter first in our possession before we have it?
Well, you should have that by the time you open the public hearing, which should be October.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also,
I'll prepare the order for your September meeting.
okay.
You bought the capacity from Heritage Hills though, right?
Yes, we have the added capacity for the sewage treatment.
No, for sewage treatment. Well, what about the water? My understanding is that Heritage Hills kept the expansion rights when they sold to Veolia.
Okay. I don't know the answer to that question. The engineers weren't able to be here this evening. But we can certainly ask.
We'll get back to you on that.
And confirm that I would.
What's the name of
The society, right? You're talking that the society would have to.
Heritage Hills, who was the principal there? His name, I'm escaping with his name. The fellow who still runs Heritage.
I don't know. I dealt with this in 2018. So.
Builder, I mean?
No.
Well, that was Papalardo.
You're right.
He worked for Papalardo.
Yes, that's.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I don't remember.
still,
Yeah.
well, that's the My understanding is that when they sold, he was smart enough to keep the expansion right to himself. And that every time there's an expansion of either water or sewer,
Okay,
you have to purchase the capacity.
okay. We will definitely look into that or confirm what's going on with that.
So is there something to do here now for 11? Can we do 11?
You're,
Number 11?
all you're doing is accepting the petition and declaring your intent to be lead agency.
A and B.
Right,
Okay.
right, but
A, B, and then
that's
C above.
C and D, you don't have to.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So you think we're good?
Do that separately or together?
We can do them together, right?
Hmm.
A, B, and, okay. All right, so, make the motion, to accept the petition. That's A, B, declaring the town board's intent to act as lead agency for the purposes of review pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, and circulation of, and C would be circulation of notice of intent to other interested and involved agencies, including Westchester County and the Somers Planning Board. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Keith Sorensen.
Keith Sorensen.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. I know, I know.
Hey, but it just came to
There you go. Keith Sorensen.
He said
when I.
intent, yeah.
There you go. You're still in Paris.
I should have known that because I,
And just to clarify, I'm not sure if you're required to circulate it to the planning board generally, but again, we don't need to because we don't need planning board approval. I think that was a holdover in my. Okay. Great. I just wanted to make sure it was a holdover from an old letter.
just, and
Involved. Yeah. Right.
Perfect, perfect.
Can she give you? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Thanks for
Have a good
waiting.
night.
We did number 12. All right, so highway, no additional personnel, current vacancy again on the Affordable Housing Board, Assessment Review Board. I'd also like to make the motion to authorize the reappointment of Alan Sorkowitz to the Somers Affordable Housing Board for a 2-year term ending July 11th, 2027.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you, Alan.
Planning and engineering, no additional business. Consensus agenda, like to make a motion as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved.
That's
Calendar,
the shortest consensus agenda.
that was
They used to be.
September 4th and September 11th, Town Board Work Session, Town Board Regular Meeting. Both meetings were at 7 o'clock. And then October 2nd and 9th, Work Session and Regular Meeting, again at 7 o'clock.
Have you changed at all?
No, because that's today. I could change it.
No, well, it's today. Right.
Hold on one second. Oh, we do have some, it's 10%. I changed it. I see a original notification, but I changed it on the one that we had.
Got it. Thank you.
Some town board announcements here. Somers Farmers Market every Sunday now through October 26th. And that is 265 Route 202 in Somers. Somers Veterans Poker Run and Lunch. Winner takes all 50/50 raffle. That is Saturday, August 23rd. Check-in is at 10 a.m. to 10:45. Lunch at 12. Hudson Billiards, Route 80 Route 6, Baldwin Place, New York. Second annual St. Joseph's Parish Fest, and that is Friday, September 5th, 5 to 10. Saturday, 6 to 11. Sunday, 1 to 6, 95 Plumbrook Road. Rides, food, music, more. North Salem Farmers Market, 30 plus vendors. That's September 13th. And every second Saturday of the month through October. And that's from 9 to 2 in the back street, Croton Falls, New York. Somers Chamber of Commerce presents Celebrate Somers. Always a good time. Saturday, September 20th, and that is from 10 to 3 right here at Somers Town Center. Somers Women's Club Annual Autumn Sale, that is September 28th, 9 to 4, Reese Park. Westchester County Community Outreach Mobile Office will be visiting Somers. That is October 9th, 10 to 1 at Reese Park. And Westchester County Mobile Shredder is coming to Somers once again. And that is Tuesday, October 21st. And that's from 10 to 1. Patty.
Love the shredder.
Love the Shredder. Shredder's great. One of the best events.
Okay. Well, for my fun facts, I think I'm gonna start doing a theme a month to every
Oh.
meeting. What have I don't know. No promises. Anyway. So because it's the summertime and a lot of our gardens are being eaten by little baby rabbits everywhere. A baby rabbit is called a kit. A female rabbit is a doe and a male rabbit is a buck.
Oh.
And a group of rabbits is called a fluffle.
You made that.
Did not.
Fluffle.
Rabbits is
Uh,
fluffle?
Is it-
Really?
I love it.
It's all the kerfluffle.
Well, wonder, it gotta be some connection, right?
Yeah, a few things from my perspective. That was enjoyable, Patty. Thanks. Today is the 80th anniversary of VJ Day, the end of World War II. So continued and constant thanks to all our veterans. On a sad note, of course, we had to lay to rest our police chief, Chief Driscoll, who's been here for decades. But it was a very fitting send off. The motorcade was really breathtaking, and the supervisor put the flags at half staff, and I appreciate that. That was a very nice touch. Well done, well done. And optimistically, as the new school year starts, best of luck. The next time we'll be meeting will be September 4th, and the school year will kick off September 2nd. So best of luck to all of our students, particularly the class of 2026. Go Tuskers.
Anything?
Oh, yes, I did want to echo what you just said. Yeah, Police Chief Driscoll, and his family's there, 5 sons, his Michael Jr. was just a charming guy while we were there talking. And what I said to him, and everyone knows the story, is that as chief, I always had confidence that, in Somers, everything's honest. Everything's honest. I mean, I just believe that. I work with honest people here. Sometimes everybody makes a mistake, has a disagreement, but honest people. And I think the police are, and they reflected Chief Driscoll's leadership and Chief Linkletter's leadership now. But I was with him one time. I don't know if it was down at the mobile station or 7-Eleven. Buying something. He just came in. We started chatting. And someone at the counter, as he put up his, I guess, coffee, he said, "Go ahead. No problem, Chief Tiga." And he said, "Nope, I pay for it. When I retire, you want to give me free stuff, I'll take it. But until then, nope, nothing for free."
Yeah.
It was just a little thing, but I thought, that's pretty nice. So I think he was a very honest man, and I had great respect for him, as we all did. And so I'll miss him.
Yeah, so I came on in 2012 or so, and cutting your teeth and learning the process. And he's a gentleman. The man worked, even though he had retired from the New York City Police Force. I mean, he was working here, and he devoted a lot of his personal time to the safety and just putting a public face on what we do here. So, the police force was more a community service organization under his watch. And I think, Brian has sort of, taken that, and we're very sorry to see him go. But everybody in the town should think about him for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, very good man. Known the family for a very long time. His son Eugene and I went to school together, and we got to catch up at the wake. Just a good man from all the great stories that I've heard about him. Definitely be missed. But I know he was suffering a little bit, and things work in a sort of a way. Now he's with his wife, that I know he longly missed, and so now he's with her. And but just from all the stories that I've heard about him, just a great man, and glad I got a chance to know him. Glad I got a chance to know the family as well, and our prayers are with them and the family, and anybody who's thinking about him. But just a really good man. So glad I got to know him. Anybody else? Anybody? Okay, so I'll make the motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Moved.